Any good looter game worth its, loot needs to have a solid grasp on its inventory system and customization options to make sure players feel their time is valued, both in what's spent searching for and using that loot, as well as what's spent on actually fine-tuning your ideal builds. And so crafting that loop has been a core ambition for Counterplay Games, the team behind PS5 launch game Godfall. Speaking with IGN, senior technical producer Richard Hain walked us through the philosophy behind Godfall's loot, the customization options it offers, and the many ways the developers are hoping to let players look good, feel powerful, and want to keep coming back to play more. Hain described the team's ambitions for Godfall as making, quote, the tinkerer's dream. He continued, quote, anybody who loves to get intimate with their loot and put the pieces together and see the numbers and see the impact immediately, that's the kind of game we wanted to create. He explained that the studio has aimed to make an adventure that's fun for those who just want to play the campaign, as well as those who will keep hunting for loot long after. So in making this game the tinkerer's dream, experimenting and detailed fine-tuning became key elements of Godfall's loot system. We've previously spoken with the developers about Valor plates, weapons, and the Augment Constellation system, which allow for plenty of player variety alone. But there's even more to do when crafting your ideal combatant. Much of Counterplay's general customization and loot philosophy can be seen in the Godfall skill tree design, namely, maximum opportunity to tinker and experiment. Quote, we really just wanted there to be maximal flexibility with the skill grid. We wanted to avoid choice paralysis because Godfall combat can be quick, it can be snappy, it's action-packed, and if every 2 levels you're having to open the UI menu, read each individual skill, decide the best path for you, it wasn't synonymous with what Godfall is, and it would really hinder the player's experience. Players will start from any of the 4 corners on the skill grid. You can respec at any time, so you're not married to your decisions if a particular build doesn't feel right for you. And skill points carry from one Valor plate to the next, so you're not endlessly grinding to build up each one. They're universal, and you can adjust each Valor plate as you see fit. Hain explained that players aren't intended to fill out the entire grid before the end of the campaign, giving them even more to strive for in the post-game. We also discussed some of the crafting options that will be part of the customization process. And in using the Valor plates as an example, we can see how Counterplay is aiming to preserve the importance of how players spend their time. He said, quote, we didn't want to force players too heavily to do activities that they didn't enjoy to unlock the content that they want. So to obtain certain crafting materials for certain Valor plates, you'll have to go to the Water Realm. There will be crafting ingredients you can only find if you're in the Water Realm. But you can go to the Water Realm during your campaign missions, you'll naturally be brought there. So you're not being told, hey, you have to go do this side mission to unlock Mesa the Valor Plate. You should be able to probably get enough crafting materials for a handful of those Valor Plates throughout the campaign itself, and then if there are any items needed for the others, you should have a list of activities to pick from, be able to choose what you want, and to fill out those last pieces of your armory without feeling slowed down. Crafting will go just beyond Valor plates though, with the ability to upgrade the levels of your weapons and equipment, while enchanting will upgrade the rarity. And of course you'll have various pieces of gear like rings, charms, and more to slot into your character's build and test out in the field. Some of these are referred to as trinkets. Quote, trinkets should be adding that last final touch. They're unique pieces of loot in the sense that they're not visual the same way that weapons are. You don't see the trinkets that you have equipped, but they have these unique traits that closely tie into the various archetypes that you can explore within Godfall. And the right trinket put into the right build is really what is supposed to round it out and bring that build together. But no matter how large or small a facet of your character you're adjusting to test out, Godfall's developers want every part of that process to facilitate your ability to pull off awesome action and look cool doing it. Quote, one of our core philosophies will always be the tinkerer's dream. If there's the appetite for that, for the player to continue experimenting, we want to just make sure that the playground's open and you're ready to play, Hain said. And players will only have to wait a few more weeks to jump into that playground themselves. For more on Godfall, be sure to check out our latest interview with the developers and the game's latest trailer. And for everything else in the realm of PS5 launch games, you're already in the right place, IGN.